Hello guys, it's Melissa and welcome to another video where I'm just showing you this kind of Spanish villa that I built recently. I'm not gonna lie, I'm really happy with this build. I kind of just had a vision in my head. I even just sketched out like a really rough sort of floor plan, which I don't usually do, but I was just really excited to do this. And sort of Spanish style builds are not ones that I do that often. I do think that some of the best items in the game are, you know, some of those kind of island style, Spanish style things. And yeah, I think they look really pretty, but I don't usually do builds like this very often, so I thought I would kind of challenge myself. And I've seen a couple of sort of builds in the community recently that are kind of this sort of almost like U-shape. And I actually have built a house like this before. It wasn't sort of uploaded to my channel or anything. It was before I started my channel actually. And I think it was kind of when I first, like, I was sort of into The Sims 4 when it came out, and then I stopped for a long time. Like, I just got bored of it, and then I went to university and started like a new job and stuff like that. So I didn't play for ages. And then when I got back into it, they'd released like obviously tons of packs. Like, I didn't play for about 4 or 5 years, I think. So I downloaded loads of packs and I sort of started up a family. I remember I ended up like marrying Johnny Zest. That was really fun. But I made this kind of like U-shaped house. It's kind of similar to this, but the pieces were just a little bit longer and it was a little bit more difficult to navigate. So I kind of sort of took those lessons into this kind of thing. Just to make it a bit easier to move between the rooms, because it was, I think if you just make it a bit too sort of long, I guess, it's really difficult to get from one end to the other. But yeah, that's why I just decided to sort of sketch out the floor plan. So yeah, in terms of building this, basically honestly, I'm going through a bit of a hard time at the moment. Like the whole world is, you know, I think everybody knows the kind of sort of crappy situation that the world is in at the moment. And unfortunately, last week, it hit my family in the worst way possible. Which I still, you know, we're still very much coming to terms with. And, you know, it's still sort of healing, but I just wanted to sort of say that, you know, I have a lot of sort of complaints about the game, and there's definitely a lot of problems with it and bugs and things that should be in the game that aren't. And, you know, I know we always love to voice our opinion, and I think it's really important that we can do that and we can be sort of really vocal, because at the end of the day, you know, we love this game and we want it to be the best game that it can be. And I know that online there's always, you know, a lot of sort of negative talk, and, you know, I do think it definitely comes from a good place, don't get me wrong. But I just wanted to just take a second and say that one of the things that's been keeping me sane so far, the last sort of 5 days or so, is just playing The Sims. And, you know, for all its problems, it's always been my favourite game. I played it ever since I was a little girl. I used to play Sims 1 making magic. I had so much fun. I used to get so scared by the clowns, but yeah, it was so much fun, and it's always sort of provided that really needed sort of escapism and relaxation. So yeah, I just kind of want to just talk about how much I appreciate this game. It really can sort of get you through hard times, just to provide like a distraction in your life. You know, no matter what kind of problems you're going through, I don't know, it's nice just to kind of switch off and almost like live a second life, which I know is another game, Second Life, but yeah, and just like focusing on building this, and it got me, you know, like I said, I was really sort of excited to build it. So I don't know, it just got me really excited for once in a sort of, you know, few sort of 4 or 5 days where I haven't been smiling very much. This, you know, it made me happy, and I was super happy with how it turned out as well. So yeah, it gave me something to be proud of. But yeah, anyway, I just wanted to say, you know, please stay safe, please follow the rules. And hopefully we can kind of return to some kind of normality sometime soon. I'm not one for kind of preaching or politics or anything like that, but as I said, I've really truly felt the sort of consequences of the virus now. So yeah, I just can't wait for this all to be over. But yeah, it is sort of affording me lots of sort of Sims time, which is always a good thing. And that's why I've been doing lots of builds as well. So yeah, again, I don't do Spanish builds very often, as I said, but I really love the look of them. And I built this in Oasis Springs because there is that little section. It's like 4 different lots of Spanish themed houses, and there's 3 kind of pre-built houses and then 1 empty lot. And this is the empty lot that I'm building on. It's called Arid Ranch, I believe. But yeah, this sort of build is on the gallery. You can download it under MaddieJ1996. My sort of origin ID is always in the description of any video if you want to check it out. But yeah, I really wanted to kind of go all out with the sort of landscaping, the plants and stuff like that, because the thing is with Oasis Springs, it's very sort of deserty, and I imagine just very hot. And I also sort of started a new save file so that I could build this in the summer as well. So I imagine that the sim that lives there, which I will talk about in a little bit, but they probably love just sort of swimming in the pool and sunbathing. And at first, what you can see at the beginning here, like at the front of the house, I thought that was a pool, but it turns out it's actually a pond. So yeah, I don't think your Sims can swim in that, I don't believe. But yeah, I have got a pool at the back anyway, as well as like a few places to sunbathe. So yeah, I obviously used a lot of the sort of stuff from Island Living and Jungle Adventure because as can be expected, they have a lot of kind of furniture in this style. So I used quite a few different packs, but by far the majority was Island Living and Jungle Adventure. Actually, they're both packs that I really like. Gameplay wise, I haven't actually sort of played with a family that lives in Sulani, which of course came with Island Living. I have played with a family that have gone to El Salvadorada, the sort of jungle from Jungle Adventure, and it was kind of fun, but it's, as with many kind of Sims packs and Sims activities that they release, they are really like just one-off. You might have fun playing with them for sure, but then the novelty does really wear off and you don't tend to repeat those kind of things again. Like I bought Outdoor Retreat for the first time really recently because I just knew that I wouldn't go camping very often, but I really did want the items. So yeah, and I've had a lot of fun building with those. But yeah, so in terms of gameplay, I don't know, they're kind of just things that you probably wouldn't use in everyday gameplay. I think Sulani is a really beautiful island, and although I haven't played in it, I've visited it quite a few times, but I do find it just feels very kind of, I guess, remote and cut off from the rest of the world and the rest of the gameplay. So I think it does sort of suit more of a holiday world, which of course it is now, thanks to that sort of Snowy Escape update. But yeah, like I say, I really do like the items, and the only sort of build that I've done, I was gonna say on my channel, but even, I haven't really built anything off my channel that is sort of focused on Island Living or Jungle Adventure, apart from one build that you can find on my channel, and it's called a tiny island home. So yeah, it was a sort of tiny home, and this is quite the opposite. It's not, the biggest house, but it is quite big. It's, it's only 1 floor, but there was a lot of space. And I think in my original floor plan, I just sort of covered the basics because was it my last build? Yeah, I forgot to add a living room, so I wanted to make sure I covered all the bases. So I kind of planned out where I'd put sort of the bedroom, the bathroom, kitchen, living room, stuff like that. But then I found that I actually had a lot more space, so I decided to include a gym as well as like a little shower bit just off from the gym, so you can have a shower after you've worked out, and then also a little meditation room, which brings me on to the kind of sim that I had in mind while I was building this. And obviously if you do want to download this build, or even if you're just looking at it, sort of imagining what sim would sort of be here, obviously you can sort of change out the items that I put in there. And like I say, I have got those 2 rooms entirely dedicated to the wellness skill and the fitness skill, so you could easily just kind of swap them out, include different things. You could do like an art studio or something like that. But yeah, I was kind of imagining a sim. And this goes to, this says a lot because basically my new favourite kind of Sims YouTuber is Carmen King. I absolutely love her videos. I've been binging them, and like I say, it's been a very difficult sort of few days for me and my family. And honestly, not much is making me smile, but her videos always make me smile. She always makes me laugh. She's like a complete opposite vibe to me. I consider myself, like, on my channel and just my style in general, to be very chill. And she is just very crazy and out there. But I love it. And like I say, she always puts a smile on my face. She always makes me laugh. So I've been absolutely loving her videos. And she loves to sort of do storylines of, shall we say, like bimbos and black widows and, you know, people who, the kind of women who would sort of marry for money and then kill off their husbands, which is not my gameplay style at all. Like I said, I'm very chill. I love sort of, you know, just family gameplay, and I hate when my Sims die. I get really upset when my Sims die. So yeah, that's not really me, but I love it. And I love, you know, sort of watching Sims YouTubers that do things differently to me, that build in different styles and do different types of gameplay, because I do find it really interesting. You know, when you're used to sort of playing or building in a certain way, it's nice to see other people do different things. But yeah, as I said, I've been absolutely obsessed with her videos. So I was kind of imagining a sim, especially because, as I said, I sort of started a new save file to make this, and when you start a new save file you have to make a new sim. So I did make a sort of female young adult sim to live here, and I was just imagining that she, you know, she perhaps has a lot of different partners, shall we say, probably a lot of different boyfriends. And I thought it'd be quite funny to imagine that she has like different boyfriends in different worlds. So this is kind of her sort of Latin Spanish boyfriend, and maybe she has, you know, a boyfriend in Mount Komorebi, maybe she has a sort of vampire boyfriend. I don't know, that's what I was kind of imagining. So that's what I was thinking. She kind of lives here by herself, and it's, you know, her sort of boyfriend's house. And I thought, you know, because of that, she probably, because she gets a lot of stuff given to her, she doesn't necessarily work or have any kind of skills that bring in money. So that's why I decided to kind of focus on fitness and wellness and just things that don't really require a lot of objects. So I don't know, something random like singing or cooking. I don't know, she's into that kind of thing. But yeah, that's, like I say, why I decided to focus on fitness and wellness, and also just having like a really nice sort of outside area where she can sunbathe and swim. So yeah, that's kind of what I was thinking. But like I say, if you did want to sort of play in this house and you had a different idea, like, that would be totally fine. And I just want to say, coming on to the bathroom now, that I do end up changing that bath, and I don't really know why I put it in. It's just very sort of metallic, and it just is complete opposite vibe to the rest of the house. So I did swap it out to something a lot nicer, and I did notice that when I took the screenshot. So I believe if you do download this, it will be a little bit different. But yeah, I think everything came together really well, and I don't know if that is the fact that I kind of drew up the floor plan to start with, or just that it was something that I guess flowed together really well. But the thing is, I wanted to do like a really detailed outside with sort of lots of landscaping and quite like a luxurious feel from the outside. And then I don't know, but kind of, if I was to picture like sort of Spanish villas and things like this kind of build, I imagine they're just very sort of open and light, and because, you know, it gets very hot, and use a lot of these kind of like orange tiles and very sort of, I don't know, open plan. I don't really know what I'm talking about, but hopefully you get what I am saying. So yeah, I thought it's not exactly going to be like super cluttered with stuff everywhere. I thought so I would just keep it like super simple. I did include a little platform there because I just ran out of rooms. Like I say, I did sort of add 2 rooms because there was so much sort of space in the floor plan. So that was a gym that you saw me building earlier. But yeah, there was like a lot of sort of hallway space when you first walk into the building. But as I said, I just couldn't think of another sort of room to put in there. And I could have maybe fit in another bedroom because it is just 1 bed. But as I said, in terms of the sort of sim that I thought would be living here, you know, they don't have any children, you know, so I just thought they wouldn't necessarily have another bedroom, but you definitely could put like a spare bedroom or something like that in there. And then this is just the main bathroom, and then yeah, in between the main bathroom and the living room, I guess, you know, the sort of meditation room is just, it's just practical, you know. I think I managed to fit in like a little meditation, what do you call it, like a little seat where you can meditate, and then a massage table, and then there's actually there's two sort of yoga mats in this build as well. So that's what we're going on to now, which is actually the last room of this house. So yeah, I really hope that you enjoyed it. As I said, The Sims, and just building in The Sims has brought me a lot of joy when I haven't necessarily been feeling so good. So yeah, I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!